Casper, okay, assessment number 5, working on some communication, especially backwards calming down methods, okay, increasing that capacity to deal with pressures, and overall just trying to improve how he is. I haven't communicated with this horse for 2 days now, I believe. So what this is, he's carrying on straight after last lesson with him. So we're going to see how these yields are, see if it's gone quite to the point in cue. It should with this horse, I'm hoping. If it is, then done my job. Okay. And I've got 2 lunge lines there. Yes, it's in a head collar. But that's actually, I think, more of a test in him than with bit. With the bit, this horse is going to be perfect, as I'd hope. I'd check anyway. However, so clip a couple lunge lines on, do some long reining, try and transition this braking back. So yeah, I spent a week with this horse. If you watched the first episode, you'll see how far, hopefully, today he's came. I'm hoping that brain has soaked in a few things, okay, like that. Lovely, so already a perfect one here. He's reading my intention well, so I'm going to ask. Lovely, so no jumping. So let you guys have a look for yourselves. Good boy. Well done. Good, good, good. Bring his head back down. Nice and enough. Good. Good. Lovely. There we go, continuation. That's quite calm. Well done. Good. Good, good, good. Good. Good that. Good. Lovely. Okay, so what we're seeing now actually is we have a better response with this. So there's the fight a bit. There. So I'm programming it to mean backwards, and the reason I'm doing that is because the stop will then be easy. Okay, and that was the goal with this horse, to develop some stopping power. Okay. As a highly trained horse, it's going to be ridden forward. Well, that was clear to me at the very beginning. However, just having this cue in now, even I feel his muscles start acting there. Okay, so his muscles start doing, and his muscles start acting. So the next step now is, because this is nicely on the ground, I'm just going to test a couple changes of direction real fast and see how, if he can take that without jumping into the opposite direction. and then we'll move forward with the long rein. So, go. Boy, with that. So, be nice and gentle. Treat this horse with some respect. Okay. Good boy. So, I'm actually going to ask him. Okay. Lovely. I'm going to back up. And I'm going to set. There. So nicely, yeah? It's a nice movement there, right? Nothing's been taken offence to, okay? He's understood that quite well, okay? It's so calm in his actual footsteps. Okay, not all calm. I'm going to try here. Lovely, good boy. Right, that was excellent, right? Well done. Yeah, phenomenal improvement, yeah? Okay? Absolute phenomenal improvement. So this horse now has built a little bit of stability in his mind, right? That little barrier that he kept hitting has increased, okay? Oh, there he actually looked in. There you go. Wow. Okay, that is some awesomeness there, right? He actually looked in for the first time for release, which is the inside is me, yeah? And it will be any person that sort of communicates with him, all right? Which is a great thing because you'll start looking at people as the release, yeah? So that right there was a massive outcome, and like I say, I haven't touched this horse for a couple of days, so I'm just going to let him digest that before I move on to the long reining. Okay. Good. Now, there we go, he's back. There we go, see, he's back in the room, right? So there's a few horses calling out from the fields, etc. So, there. Good boy. Good boy. Relax. And relax. Stretch out the neck. Good boy. There you go. There you go. Boy. If everyone loves Spanishes, you know what I'm talking about when I wiggle. Right, with the crest. He's got a very, very jellyfish-like crest. Alright, so I'm going to grab the long reins, and then I'm going to come back, there's a lick and chew, and I'm going to come back and show some of what that looks like. So, I'll see you guys in a second. So, what I'm going to try here is a little bit of just some basic yields to the reins, okay? So, obviously we just only have a head collar on here at the moment. However, I'm just going to try and see what reaction we get if I apply some backwards through the head collar on each side. Okay, so you're going to see that live now for the first time with me. So, put these up and over. Right. So I suppose I'm going to just thread these through. However, so if I bring him this way, I'm going to try and get in a position to where we can see what goes on when I ask. So, right, let's get some rein action going on. Right, so the test here now, sort of what happens when someone pulls back on this horse, okay? Try and get these even. There we go. So, try and see what happens. Good. So they're noise orientated, not pressure. Okay, that's something to note there. Okay, and this is if you're testing any horse, this is sort of roughly what I'd like someone to do. So, there, see how it's no noise this time? Alright, see that? Good. Okay, so this definitely needs work because he should be down to quite a soft level, like with that being what horse he is. Okay, so he should be actually very nice with that. However, he's a bit a bit unsure of how much pressure I actually have to put on there, right? So, and this is going to happen when he's riding. So, ideally, I want this to be as soft as possible. So, I'm just going to ask again. Okay. Even up these reins, not to an actual full-on front. Ah, that was interesting. Put a feel on the rein. There. Oh, we're good now. I'm actually going to bend head inwards. Can you do that? See, this is solid, right? This is a solid head, all right? And if the horse can only turn its head forward, right, and keep it in a forward motion, you're going to have a forward horse, okay? There's a lick and chew. I'll reward that. Okay, now there's a difference. So, nice. All right. There, lovely. Right, so I'm going to comfort with that, okay? A bit jumpy. All right, that's fine. Look at that. You guys see that then, yeah? Look at that. Look how soft that head's just gotten. All right. So this is what we're working with. So there, right. So we've got movement now. Okay. So there's forward. Good. So his actual, the way he perceives where people are and the drive line, so to speak, is obviously very good. So I'm just going to let him go forward there. Good. Right. I'm going to try some of this again on the opposite side. Okay. So, whoop. So up there. Righty-yo. Good boy. We'll come around this way. Throw this lunge right up and above. Okay, so here we have a little bit of bump, make sure they're even. Okay. Right. And you can kind of lower your reins without actually doing much, alright? So here I'm going to test again on the right side. Okay, I'm just going to test if he actually gives to the right rein. Okay. With just his head, not his body. Okay, just his head. There he does. So I'm actually going to wait for him to look at me. So if I look at him, he's going to actually turn his foot. If I look away, more likely going to turn his head. Lovely. But it's quite very forward line, yeah? So try with no noise, good. Try with no noise, lovely. There's no sound cue here. Now there is, okay? There, we've got a lot of fight there. So I'm going to do one. Good, and I'm going to release. All right? And this is all I do with him for quite a little bit. I wish I actually had his bit here now, because I think that's our next session. Because we're delving more into the riding theory side now, right? I've had some time with him, okay, to figure him out. So now I've got some time now to work on how he perceives this rein pressure, okay? So, there you go. Good boy, there. Good boy. Got that tight. Good boy. Good lad. Up the feet, up the feet, up the feet, up the feet. So, what's going to help him here when he's doing right? There we go. There. little bit of forward. Good. A little bit of backwards. Good, lovely. So now if I stand behind, there's a forward. Lovely. Bring that back. Good left. There's the forward. So, we'll do both the reins. There. And he stops. Forward. So now if I do both, if I realign his head, there, and then tuck in. Good. 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 Now there, I'm going to big reward that, right? And he's come looking, right? Big reward there. Now, I'm not sure if that was on camera or not. However, this horse just done something that I haven't actually seen him do the whole time. Okay? Now, a lot of you that's seen it will possibly wonder, okay, and like, what happened, right? I don't know if it was on camera, so I'm just going to explain. So, what just happened was, I gave him a backwards cue, okay? And what he did is he leaned backwards. Now, people will be like, oh, why would that be a thing, right? It's because this horse, okay, this horse, okay, strives for what's that? Oh, is that what you found? Cool. So, yes, this horse is let up right now. Maybe because I just want to see, maybe if a little bit of natural work gets through, maybe to this horse. It's clear that the methods I've used have had an impact. Currently, I'm actually seeing if we've made a little bit of friendship, okay? And that friendship will tell if he comes back. Okay? There you go. There you go. Right. So yeah, me and him, okay, we've made a little bit of a friendship. Alright? Which is actually really nice, okay? Obviously Andalusians, everyone knows that's what they're for. Whoa. So, I made a little bit of friendship with this horse whilst doing this work. Yeah, lovely, right? So I'm actually not having to tell him as much. So, that is actually really good today. I haven't dealt with him for a couple of days. Okay? Yeah. Good. So he's getting a bit softer in his head to feet connection. See this? See? Foot back. Right? Foot. See? So we're getting a lot in that head, and his tolerance level is definitely increased, right? Because if you've seen them change of directions, there was nothing like there was before with the quick scatting off and the hurry to do things, right? It's quite mellow. Okay. Like I say, tried a little bit that long reining. Went well, to be fair. But my main thing was just testing these reins. So next session, I'm going to get his bridle on, do some rein work because he's clearly ready for that. But just over overall progress, I'd safely say, when I say I would get on him now and actually feel like I could stop him. If not, and that wasn't to actually happen, I'd probably consider something to do with the sort of saddle side of things. There's miscommunication going on between rider and saddle when it comes to stopping, because to be honest, he may have been a bit rusty, but it's not like he actually didn't know these things. And to be fair, a horse like him, he should know these things. And so I think it was just brushing over again and trying to redo this. But there's no more fight. See how it gives to the pressure I'm actually putting on, right? And there's no use for sound anymore. Okay, he's getting totally the message. Right, loose rein, forward, and that proves to me that on saddle, if you was to give him a loose, or not be on contact as harshly, right, so as in actual full contact, that he would go forward. So people have used, they're definitely their rein positions, right? So if we look at him and saddle there roughly reins here, say stereotypically. So someone pulls back, right, to get this movement. But you see how I do it more on one side, look what happens. Right, one, he gives his head, that's good. But if I do enough, they'll start, this is starting to do this. And that's actually quite dangerous because your one rein stop won't exist because he actually thinks that's what he has to do. Alright, so you'll just be circling forever until you kind of get rid of it, and then when you get rid of it, you go forward again. Right, so it's like a, there's no gap in between there where one of it's stopped, right? Let's see if I can demonstrate that. So if I was to just pull on one, it's a bit hard because it's underneath, but if I was to pull on, actually, hold on 1 second, let's try this. If I put on one more than the other, right, so it sends him into a circle, and you let go of it, right, and then it comes obviously back, and then if you pull again, he's just gonna, it's his hind end connected all the way through, he doesn't have a single stop. However, if I put both on, okay, I get a push up, right? Okay. Forward's a little hard to test because I'm not actually behind him, I'm in front of him, so he's gonna follow me, right? However, if I use these to actually communicate things to him, if I put one more than the other one, look at that. I put this one on more than the other one. Okay, shoulder moves over, right? There, good. So now it's nothing. That's how it should be. Right? So if I put on contact now, it actually means something, see? So, there. Okay, so he's got a little bit of a break period, and that break period is when I say, forward. Good. Right, so it's just figuring this stuff out. So I'm actually going to do it in front of him now, so opening that left rein. Okay, keeping that other one taut. Okay, now we're going to put a bit of pressure. I'm not going to stop. He's going to stop before I do. Then, tuck. Okay. So as long as it's even with your reins, you can ride this horse perfectly fine. Okay, a little bit of head, but this is the benefit of doing this on the ground, look. Because I'll be able to actually tuck this under. Right, and if he's not giving, I could actually lower his head down. Okay, see how I just did that? So, if you're struggling with reins, do this on the ground because you can still coordinate, right, these two. But actually, if his head does starts going high, like it does sometimes, I can just go, nope. Right, and then it kind of counteracts it. Because it'll get out of pressure by going up. Some horses go all the way down to the floor. Everyone's seen them type of horses, right? So, I'll just do one more test here before we quit. Okay, so he's just had a break, now I'm asking something from him. Good, his feet are going to move before mine do. I'm not even going to look at him, I'm not even going to make a noise. Okay, then. Good. And then see how good this has gone. Right, you can read, okay, you can come through things really, really well. Okay. Good. Cool, good. So, I'd say he's definitely had, well, he's definitely had a positive experience from the week that I've had him to be able to do some of these things. We've definitely got a softer head, okay, so each rein direction. Still connected to the feet, but that's common in these type of horses because of the moves they do. But I just want his head to be a little bit more independent than his body, just so it gives him a little bit of freedom.